Warning, stay tuned to learn how to survive this encounter with Ghostface. What's your favorite scary movie? Mine's a little picture from screenwriter Kevin Williamson and director Wes Craven that's sure to make you scream. It details my brutal slaying of teens in the quiet town of Woodsboro as I slash my way to the final girl, my white whale, Sidney Prescott. But since I can't get to her, I guess I'll just have to get to you. So let's play a little game. Watch this video, and once I find you, I'll test just how well you know how to survive. You'd better pay attention or you'll end up like this. You're dead.
Good evening, psychos and scream queens, and welcome to How to Survive, a show about making it out of your favorite horror movies without getting brutally murdered. I'm Juliet Jolly, and joining me as always is our other horror hostess,
Kate Mancini.
Stab that like button down below if you think you'll make it out alive.
Or if you think you won't, leave a little dislike.
Don't do that. Scream! That's so scary! What did he think about the movie Scream?
I think it's awesome. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
It is. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't really say much about it besides I think it's really good.
I could go into the history of it, but that's for another video.
Time.
We're talking about how to survive it, how to survive Ghostface, how to, not die
At the
in
hands
Woodsboro.
of billions do.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
What is our Austin Powers tie-in?
What is our Austin Powers tie-in?
Do I make you Jamie Kennedy's character from Scream, baby?
Oh, yeah!
Yeah!
Well,
Can't think of anything else.
There is a Mike Myers cameo in this, technically.
There's not a Mike Myers cameo.
Okay, I was going to lie, but it's fine.
Really? There is?
Yeah, you can see a little Austin Powers poster in the background in one of the scenes.
Is that real?
Yeah, no. So anyways.
Wow, here's footage of it right here. It's crazy. What's the story?
So the story. So, have you ever heard of Drew Barrymore?
Who is that?
She's gonna be the main character in a horror movie. Just kidding, she's dead. Now we got a new group of kids, and they're trying to figure out who the killer is, and Sydney is scared because her mom died, and the killer...
I've got a chick's body!
The killer seems to be targeting her, and now it turns out that her boyfriend is the killer. And so is Scooby-Doo! I mean, Shaggy!
So is Scooby-Doo.
Around the river, rocking you.
How does it end, and who's our main cast of characters left?
It ends with the killers die because the heroes win, and our main cast of characters left are Randy, Sydney, Gail, Dewey, Hooey, Stewie,
Brian,
Louie, I don't remember.
Peter,
Meg, Lois, Glenn.
Yeah, let's get Glenn out of here. Ghostface, kill Glenn Quagmire.
Let's get to the kills.
If you're new here, we have a bone rating system for each of our kills. 1 bone, you're dead. 2 bones, you're unlikely to survive. 3 bones, it's a 50-50 chance. 4 bones, it's easy to survive with still a chance of death. And 5 bones, if you die, you're the dumbest piece of shit in the world.
Fuck you.
We hate you!
Fucking loser.
Our first kill is Stephen Orth, played by Kevin Patrick Walls, who is gutted by Ghostface after being tied to a chair.
What way do you have to survive this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't date Casey?
Yeah.
He's fucked.
There's nothing you could do.
Well, we don't know how he got
kidnapped.
kidnapped.
We don't know how he ended up in that chair.
As soon as he's tied up, dead.
Yeah, so it's a
It
one.
doesn't matter, like, you could say, his life depended on the game that Casey's playing.
Right.
But
well, he's not even the one playing the game then, so
Casey
it's like not really his fault.
Steve would have died either way.
So it's a 1. There's nothing you could do.
That is a 1.
Next kill.
Our next kill is Casey Becker, played by Drew Barrymore, who is stabbed and hung by Ghostface.
Very brutal.
Which Ghostface do you
kill.
think did this? Do you think this is Billy or Stu?
It's got to be Stu because it's his ex. Yeah. What way do you have to survive it?
I don't know, because she does everything right.
Yeah.
Even if she won the game on the phone.
Yeah.
She would have been killed. She could have called the police despite Ghostface warning not to.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if someone is like, if you call the police, I'm gonna fucking kill you!
Yeah. And her parents were about to be home. She was trying to run to the car, and then he...
Here's my way to survive. Be less scared so you can yell at your parents,
I guess,
or run faster.
But I don't think when she's trying to yell on the ground, I think she's just like, I don't think she can.
I think that's a reference to Laurie in Halloween 2, because she does that same thing.
Yeah, she's fucked.
I guess she could have, I don't know,
I really don't think there's anything she could have done. Maybe
even if she
slightly,
evaded
but it's still a 1.
Billy would have grabbed her. So it's,
Yeah.
dead.
R.I.P.
Sorry to say.
Sorry.
Our next kill is Arthur Himbry, played by Henry Winkler.
Yeah!
Played by Henry Winkler.
Yeah! Sorry.
Played by Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
Who is stabbed, gutted, and hung by a goalpost. What's your way to survive this one?
Like, be more cautious.
Yeah, there's a killer on the loose.
There's a killer on the loose, and he's just kind of like, strolling around the fucking school. Yeah.
I would have got the fuck out of it.
Because you don't know it's a prank for sure, and there is a killer.
He has no defensive or offensive plan. He should have carried some kind of weapon.
Yeah. Or maybe you could ask Freddy Krueger for help.
He gets snuck up on, like, it's...
Yeah.
I would say he still should be more attentive, so I have it as a 2.
Me too. I have it as a 2.
Awesome. I love that there's no debate happening.
Yeah, that's awesome. My favorite thing. Okay, next kill.
Next kill is Tatum Riley, played by Rose McGowan, who's Yeah?
No!
Played by Turf Rose McGowan?
The scariest thing in this movie.
Her head is crushed by a garage door as she's trying to escape Ghostface.
What way do you have to survive this?
Okay. It's fucked up to go to a party while a killer is on the loose.
That's true. It's also fucked up to not open the garage door herself, because you see that Ghostface is on the ground and she's standing right in front of the garage door opener. She runs to the little tiny door thingy. Ghostface stands up and doesn't even have to move to open that garage.
Knew that. I think it's supposed to be conveyed that her boobs are too big, but she gets her boobs through it anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a tiny little door, I guess. It's just,
but also, I think she was
like,
gauging. That's a lot quicker than hitting the button and then.
No, but you roll under it as soon as it's a little bit, like as soon as you can get under the door, it's like lifted up enough.
Okay, you're rolling and the door is getting more open and Ghostface can just run.
But then he has to roll too, and then you have the advantage because you were up by the time you've rolled under the door.
You don't have the advantage.
Yeah, okay, so you open the garage door, you roll under as soon as you can. Ghostface is running at you, and then he either has to wait for the door to come up himself, or he has to duck down and roll as well. So it's not like he can just continue sprinting after you. He's also fucked by that door. So if you get past it, then you might have a chance of escape.
Billy was probably waiting on the other side of the door.
Maybe.
For being real.
No, we see the other side of the door. He's not there. Billy's waiting to.
Wait, no, Billy's the one that killed her because Stu was at the party.
Oh yeah. So well then whatever. The other one couldn't do it because they were fucking around and doing shit.
But I would say recognize that there's a killer in front of you, because she kind of is
Yeah, she's also just kind of hanging out with him. Yeah.
But she probably would have definitely died.
Yeah.
She got a couple of hits on the killer, which was pretty good.
I still think she.
And the only reason she went to the party is her brother was going, who's a cop. Stu is hosting it. Her boyfriend, who she doesn't know is a killer. She might think she's safe. So I have it as a 2.
I have it as a 3.
I think
it's
the
a
garage
3.
door is
a 3.
It's a 3?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah!
It's a 3.
Next kill.
Our final kill is Kenny Brown, played by W. Earl Brown, whose throat is slit by Ghostface.
What way do you have to survive? Remember the 30-second delay?
This is on Gail. This is on Gail fully, I think, because she's bringing her camera guy to the eye of the fucking storm right now.
True.
But also, he fell asleep in the car while the killer's on the loose.
He's looking at the killer feed, and I would remember that it's a 30-second delay.
He didn't remember is because he literally just woke up this second.
That's true.
So don't nap while a killer is around.
Yeah, what do you have it as?
A 3.
Oh, me too.
Because he should have remembered the delay and just jumped in the driver's seat to help Sidney. But other than that, it's a pretty surprise kill where he has no time to react.
Yeah, I have it as a 3 too.
What we don't do in this channel is we don't count the villains, because how to survive that is don't be a villain.
The point of how to survive is to figure out how to survive a horror movie. Villains don't need to survive because they initiate the horror, so
let's get to the conclusions.
Yeah!
Our most survivable is Kenny Brown. He has access to a car.
He fell asleep. He didn't remember it was a 30-second delay.
It's still pretty much a 50-50 chance for him, but,
Yeah.
I think most survivable is that scenario.
I agree.
Our least survivable is Stephen Orff. He shows up.
His introduction in the movie is him tied up.
Yeah, he's already fucked.
Yeah.
We can't, discern.
He's not even there's no way to survive. He's there to just be a scary set piece for Casey.
I added up and averaged out all of the bones, so the average survivability of this movie is exactly 2 bones.
Wow. So not super survivable, but
That means
you could get out of there.
You're not completely dead, but it's pretty...
You're probably gonna die,
probably
yeah.
dead.
But don't know for sure.
So, just as Ghostface said at the beginning of the video, he's coming to get you.
I don't know if I like that.
He's not ejaculating,
Yay!
but on his way to kill you. So, here's 3 ways to survive Ghostface based on Scream 1.
Arm yourself. You don't want to be caught by Ghostface with your pants down. Grab a weapon and get ready to fight.
A lot of people could have learned from this one, Principal Himbry especially.
Yep.
Sorry.
He infamously was caught jacking off with his pants down, so...
And Freddy Krueger went, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Why are you jacking off with your pants down? I'm played by Wes Craven.
Stay home. One of the worst things you could do right now is going to a party while a killer is on the loose. Sure, the killer might sneak up on you or break in, but you have the home field advantage. See Sidney getting chased and knowing how her weird fucking doors work? Don't go to a party either. Sorry to Kenny.
Be a horror fan. Randy arguably lives because he's familiar with the tropes and rules of horror films. Sure, this film breaks every rule that Randy states, but your survival might just be up to whether or not you can see the telltale signs of an upcoming scare.
Thank you, Ian Hecox, for reading off that final way to survive.
You're welcome.
Ghostface. But honestly, yeah, Billy and Stu are crazy horror fanatics that are trying to make a horror movie in real life.
And they're also stupid, so if you're just smart and you understand how horror movies work, you're gonna be more likely to survive.
Definitely.
But also, they're still...
The be right back, the don't drink and don't have sex doesn't really apply here. But everything else, like, oh, he's gonna come out from there. Fucking go there.
Yeah, I would say Scream 1 is kind of survivable.
Another episode of How to Survive has come to a close. You survived this encounter, but to ensure you never get left on the cutting room floor, hit that subscribe button and double tap that bell button so you don't miss any future survival guides. Head over to patreon.com/thisisreallycreepy for early access and exclusive bonus content that sure is scare. And do you have what it takes to survive the Chucky movies? To find out, click the playlist on screen now before it's too late!